Hi, I'm Dr. Catherine, and today we've got another one of my videos about getting to know your own body and staying healthy. Today I'm going to talk about breast cancer checks and the importance of regular self-checks. 1 in 8 women develop breast cancer in their lives, so checking your breasts and getting cancer early is really important and could potentially save your life in just a few minutes. So today I'm with Helen Addis, who's a producer with the Lorraine show. She herself was diagnosed with breast cancer, and we're going to be talking today, learning about her story. So Helen,
thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I wonder if you could tell me a little bit more about your experience.
Of course. So it was about 18 months ago. I was a normal working mum of three children. I was getting ready, hectic household in the morning, showering, and when I put my body moisturiser on, I noticed that I had a lump on my right breast, and I wasn't too worried at that point. I thought it's probably something hormonal. I don't have any breast cancer history in my family. In fact, we don't have any cancer in our family. I was fit and well, relatively young for breast cancer. I was 39, but still I made the appointment to see the GP, and the GP said it's probably hormonal, but let's get it checked out. So 2 weeks later, I was referred to see the breast consultant, and in that time another 4 lumps had grown. One of them was in my armpit as well, and I thought, well, it can't be cancer because cancer can't move that quickly. It must be hormonal. Maybe I was having, a bad time of the month or something. So when I went to see the consultant, she did a mammogram, an ultrasound, and then I had a core biopsy done. And then I was told a few days later that, yes, it was an aggressive form of breast cancer.
So you had all of your tests really quickly, and you went to see the GP in a good time. Tell us what the tests were like for people.
So actually, the tests weren't too bad. I mean, you have to accept that you're going to need to get your breasts out. So you need to not be prudish about that. Yeah. So the mammogram, first of all, that was fine. You sort of get hamburgers squished this way by a big machine, and then you get them squished this way by a machine. And it's not, I wouldn't opt to do it every day, but it didn't hurt. It wasn't that bad. Ultrasound, that was fine. That was just running like a probe over my chest. That was fine. The core biopsy, it was really no different to having, like a blood test. There was a scratch. Yeah. It was fairly pain-free.
So that's with a needle going in.
That's right.
A needle
cells. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Okay. And so what's been going on since then? So you've had the tests, and then what happened?
So I was told, it was confirmed that I had grade 3 invasive breast cancer. So the oncologist said we need to move quickly, so we're going to give you a mastectomy. So that was a week after my diagnosis. And actually, some people don't have to have a mastectomy, some people have a lumpectomy, some people don't even need to have surgery, but in my case I did. So I had a mastectomy, and then I had 16 rounds of chemotherapy. Yeah. Then I had 15 rounds of radiotherapy on my targeted on my chest area. Then after that, I had, and I'm still having, targeted hormone therapy because my cancer is hormone receptive. So it essentially feeds off my hormones. Okay. So this acts as like a blocker almost.
And so tell us, for the chemotherapy, what did that actually involve? And the radiotherapy, what actually happens?
So I was in hospital to begin with every 3 weeks, and I had this port here in my arm. Okay. And that's clever, how they... So clever. Yeah. And the beauty with this is I'll have a scar in my arm, but I don't have one up here. So when I look at myself in the mirror, hopefully one day I'll forget that I ever had cancer. So I would be hooked up to a machine, and I would be in hospital for about 8 hours having the chemotherapy. I wore a cold cap to protect my hair. And then, it was hard, but I knew it was going to be hard. Yeah. And then the radiotherapy was actually a lot easier than I thought, and a lot quicker. The only difference with radiotherapy is I was in hospital every day for that.
And so what do they do to you?
To me, for radiotherapy, it feels really space age.
Yeah.
So you go into this room and there are lights and buttons. It's almost like an aeroplane cockpit.
Yeah.
And then you get on this weird bed, and I had to have my arms strapped above my head like this.
Yeah.
And so I'm completely bare. And then they bring in these laser lights which create like a cross. So they know exactly where they're targeting. And then this big machine moves around me. Everybody else has to leave the room. And the machine moves around me. And it's painless. You can't feel anything, but you're being zapped.
Yeah.
And the only symptoms I got was like a burning sensation, but that would come later on in the day, not immediately, and it would feel sunburnt.
Okay.
But actually radiotherapy for me, compared to chemo, it was a breeze, really.
So you had quite an intensive period over this past 12 months of actually having all of the treatment and going towards the end of it. I just wondered, what are some of the most, for you, because everybody's different, what were some of the most challenging or...
What was the most challenging part for me, I think, was in the very beginning, being told, and having that bombshell dropped on you. I didn't have time for cancer, and I'm a mum to 3 small children. At the time they were 5, 7 and 9, and telling them, it was hard. Yeah. And I didn't tell them straight away. I wanted a few days because I wanted to be able to tell them without crying, because I wanted to come across positive and not shell-shocked myself. And also I was due to have some scans that would tell me whether the cancer's travelled anywhere. Yeah. So we wanted to know exactly what we were dealing with before we said anything. But when I did come to tell them, I explained it like it's a verruca. So you imagine you've got your verruca on your toe. If we don't put that cream on it, then the verruca is going to get bigger and it's going to hurt. Well, mummy's got a verruca, but it's in her boobie. And my youngest was very much like, oh, can I see it? Can I touch it? And my eldest said, is it cancer? And that floored me because I didn't know that he even knew what cancer was. And I said to him, what do you know about cancer? And he said, I know that it kills people. So that was really hard. And he became quite insecure for quite a long time, really, because I think he was always worried every time I went to the hospital. He was worried that I wouldn't be coming back again. So it was a lot of reassurance. And actually, to be honest with you now, it's their new normal. They don't blink an eye at it now. So it's become their reality almost, and part of our way of life that mummy goes to hospital, comes back again. The other challenge I found was sort of now actually coming towards the end of my treatment, where you've had the bombshell dropped and you're wrapped in this medical world of all these amazing people that are looking after you and giving you all this medicine and cutting things out of you, and now I'm almost being set free, and it's strange to think, gosh, is that it? Like,
safety
is it
and
the
support,
safety? Yeah. Like, I want them to keep
yeah.
scanning me. I want to know that it's not coming back.
And so what are you going to do for that? What's your strategy?
My strategy?
Yeah.
Well, something that's been keeping me occupied is a campaign that I have come up with. After I got my diagnosis, I became hell-bent on speaking to my friends and family, saying to them, you do check yourself, don't you? Come on, when did you last check yourself? Yeah. And so many of them would say to me, oh no, I don't check. Oh no, I never touch myself. The thought of it is horrible, or I wouldn't want to find anything. Yeah. And it horrified me that people weren't checking. Yeah. So I came up with an idea of a sticker, and it goes on changing room mirrors in shops or in gyms, and it says, the time it takes for you to change that top, you could potentially save your life. These are the symptoms of breast cancer.
It's just in a few minutes.
It takes minutes.
And the shops and the shops.
So John Lewis, David Lloyd, Ted Baker, Monsoon, M&Co, they've taken it on, and that's nationwide. And since we launched just a few months ago, I've had 8 people contact me to say that they've seen a sticker, checked themselves, and they've actually had a cancer diagnosis. But all of them have caught it early, so they're in chemotherapy as we speak.
That's the most amazing thing about your campaign, is it was really pushing forward to make sure that people check early And even when they think that they might not have anything, just checking regularly and getting into the habit of it.
Exactly, and it's about knowing what is your normal, and then if you find something that's out of the normal, just get it checked out. It could be a pain, it could be an inverted nipple, it could be a discharge, it could be a lump, could be a lump in the armpit, you know, anything that's different, just get it checked out.
And do you ever think of, if you hadn't checked for the lump that day, what would have happened?
Oh, definitely. I constantly think about what would have happened had I not checked, which I think is why I'm so passionate about making sure everybody does check. I know that in a space of 2 weeks, a further 4 lumps grew, and I knew, and it went into my lymph nodes, and who knows where it could have travelled to had I left it any longer. And I did meet another woman on my journey at my hospital. She didn't check herself regularly, and she found hers too late, unfortunately, and hers had travelled and had spread to her lungs in a very short space of time. So no, I do think about it and I count my lucky stars, and I will not stop telling people, you know, to check themselves. It's almost like my thing now.
So your one message, your key message for everybody watching
is my key message is know you're normal with your breasts, and if you find anything unusual, get it checked out, and don't wait to get it checked out, just get it checked out and check regularly once a month.
Fantastic. Thanks, Helen. Really enjoyed talking. Thank you. Now I'm going to talk through the step-by-step guide for examining your breasts. Sit or stand comfortably with your hands on your hips so your chest muscles are relaxed, looking into the mirror, and remember, you're looking for a change. So firstly, look for the contour of the breast to check that it matches on each side and see if there's any puckering or dimpling. Look for any change in the nipple, such as a rash, indentation, or pulling in. And look for any skin change all around the nipple, or any nipple discharge. This may be creamy, clear, or blood-stained. And also check for any unusual breast pain. Using the fingers of your left hand to examine your right breast, walk your middle 3 fingers around the breast. You're feeling for any abnormal lumps or bumps, or any irregularity that just hasn't been there before. You divide your breast into 4 quarters. So with the flat of your fingers, start on the inner upper quadrant, walking those fingers around the breast. Do the same on the lower inner quarter, and then across to the right lower quarter, and then up to the right upper quarter. Walk the fingers up to the tail of the breast into your armpit, and then walk the fingers back to the areola that's around the nipple area. Remember to repeat the steps above on the left breast, using your right hand to do so. It's good for women having periods. It can be easy for you to examine your breasts after your period each month, and for women not having periods to pick a date each month that suits you to do a self-examination. Get into the habit of checking your breasts every month. One great place to check is when you're in a gym or shop changing room. So what can you do to reduce your risk? The Breast Cancer UK website gives a great top tips guide with tips and advice on lifestyle changes you can make to reduce your risk. I'll run through them. Number 1, reduce your alcohol intake. Number 2, increase the amount of exercise to greater than 150 minutes a week. Number 3, increase your fresh fruit and vegetable to give a healthy diet. Number 4, avoid using products with chemicals linked to breast cancer. These are noted on the Breast Cancer UK website. And minimise the use of combined HRT and oral contraceptives. In the meantime, do keep getting to know your own body and stay healthy. I'm Dr. Catherine. Until next time, goodbye.